Welcome to Road to Billions podcast, the mentality of an entrepreneur. With your host, Moise Bertrand.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your host, Moise Bertrand, the Road to Billions podcast. Today, we having someone great on the podcast today, Dexter Martin, man. Hey, say what's up, everybody, to Dexter Martin. He's a very much knowledgeable person in just the real estate area. Just a year into real estate, he's going to give you his life. He's going to give you the questions, the stories, the answers. But like I said, Dex is a very intellectual man. I've seen him come from, nearly nothing. I've seen him always work his whole life to get where he is at now. So I have much respect for him as a man and just as a line brother as well. So Dexter Martin, here you are, here at the floor. Introduce yourself and just let us know who you are as a person.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Dexter Martin. Originally from Tallahassee, Florida. I went to Ricketts High School, and I ended up going to FAMU afterwards, playing baseball. I played there for 5 years, won 2 conference titles. After I finished my career, I ended up being very blessed to work for one of the top wine and spirits companies in the world called Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits. I did on-premise and off-premise sales for them for about almost a year and a half and everything. Then I ended up moving to Atlanta, working for Mondelez International, and bounced around after that and went up in a little bit of tech sales. But then I ended up now working for Alltech. I run sales and operations for the entire state of Georgia, and I manage a little bit of Chattanooga as well as South Carolina. And it's definitely been a blessing to me. But really, I started out in the real estate game, really listening to Moise kind of pitch me. And since I'm doing well with my job, I was getting a lot of money at the time and still just creating that rapport and just getting my feet wet. And I never really kind of took it seriously. But at the end of the day, once the money kind of came through on my end with my job and everything, I think of a better way to, let's just say, invest my money better. Forex is always good and stock markets are always good, as like Bitcoin as well. But at the end of the day, like, real estate is something that will never end. I remember my colleague Moise said to me, like, Dex, all it takes is 5,000. You're doing great on your job. You're closing deals. You're doing a lot of great things, even in your community as well. But, try a different approach. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I ended up taking a risk, ended up putting my first 5,000 into a property. And then I ended up getting the money back. And I was like, whoa. It wasn't even getting that much, but still, like, taking that risk and listening to people who like been in the game and, that challenged me, and honestly said to myself, like, do I want this life? Do I really want to be as successful as I want to be? Because a lot of people say, yeah, I want to be successful. Yeah, I want to be rich. Yeah, I want this. I want love. I want this. Everything in this life is a want to, like, you don't have to be perfect, but if you just have a little bit of grit and hard work and determination and prayer, like, it can go a long way, So I tell anybody, like, it doesn't take always a genius to know everything. But if you surround yourself with the right people, you put in the hard work, you pray, you play the game right, the game is going to always be good to you. And right. I look how my life was from last year, from April to now. Like, I've just seen the changes myself. And, it's truly and honestly a blessing.
Definitely. So would you say, so give us the pros and cons of just like life in general, man. Like, I know you said you went to real estate. I know you said you're working as a company now, but give us the things that you already seen that wasn't too sweet in real estate, like the things people don't talk about, like the hard work people don't really see. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, really for me, like I said, getting my feet wet, first of all, like investing in a property, it comes with a lot, like becoming an investor, like, you really have to do a lot of research. You have to read a lot of books. You have to get connected with like all the realtors, because how do you expect to get the deal? It's not going to come out the sky. So you need to have like all the realtors in your pocket. You need to have CPAs. You need to have good business accounts. You need to have a good LLC, especially in a good location where you're not going to get taxed that much and everything. But also, you have to have a lot of other like common entities just to help not only build yourself, build your confidence, but build your knowledge in the game. So with me, my cons was, I'm coming in this like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to do this. And I'm like, okay, man, I don't got investors. I don't have this. I don't have a lender. I don't have this. I don't have a closing attorney, even when I signed the stuff, So I literally had to get out the mud. I had to shop myself and build my own book of business if I have to make myself go to a happy hour full of like investors, that's what I need to do. If I need to literally go make my own business cards, do it. You know what I'm saying? My goal is if I go to an event, I try to lose all my business cards. I literally come in with 25 and I walk out with nothing, So it's a lot of common entities, but I tell anybody who wants to invest, have that capital ready. If not, find different ways and different avenues to get to where you need to be, because like I said, it's not going to fall out the sky. But, when it's all said and done, you look back and you see just the hard work you put in. Like you look at a house, whether it's your first purchase or whether your first investment property, you sit back and look, you're like, man, I did that. I put in the work. I did this. I shopped out and I did everything I needed to do, So it's good seeing your flowers blossom.
Definitely. Yeah. I know when me and Dex started talking, he pretty much got into real estate. I kind of told him all the time, like, listen, man, just don't be afraid of doing things you're afraid of, because technically speaking, you're very young and a lot of people already look up to you. And I tell them that all the time. And I tell a lot of people who I come across that within business. But I know you spoke about just a little bit about you raising money. So tell us what that word is, syndication. Tell us what that word is. Tell us how that relates to you, and pretty much how did that even get you into real estate? Like, let's give us the whole background about that keyword.
Okay. Well, syndication is really just a term that if you hear around investors or any of realtors, lenders, etc., is basically you're gathering your own money or you're gathering just investors' money. So me just being already a salesperson, it kind of already went hand in hand, and I already have a pretty good outgoing personality. So I can often relate to people in different instances, whether it's in corporate America, whether it's just in day-to-day life, So syndication is just really a word that you go out, you hustle for your money, or you hustle and whether you're working for yourself, whether you're working or being 1099 by a company or anything, and you raise the funds pretty much on your own, So having my business, DM Investment in Estates, my company pretty much does that, whether it's a single person asking me to do this or whether it's a company asking me to do this. They'll give me my time frame, whether they pay me my money in the front end or the back end. That's just how the game really works. And once you have that first opportunity and you do what you need to do, you close, you're still making those connections. You're still meeting people. You're still networking everything. And you're surrounding yourself with, whether it's a thousandaire or whether it's a millionaire or a billionaire, I've had the opportunity in this game, even though I've only been there for a year and a half, I've probably met so many people that I would have never thought I would have met in my life. I've met multimillionaires who own clothing business, shoes,
land,
anything, land, man. The sky's the limit, So I tell people, man, syndication, it's a great business to be a part of. I'm very blessed. I'm very thankful to have it on the side as well as my main job and everything. And it's keeping me very balanced, keeping me busy, but it's keeping me balanced. So in the future, from now, when I'm 30, I can literally be shopping at another car for a Lamborghini or for another house. Or man, I just got to plan another trip or something like that, or I can go, if I want to, I can go walk in the store and get a Rolex and walk out like nothing didn't happen, and just add to the collection. But, with that, you have to put in the work in, syndication, it humbles you enough because it can say to you hey, maybe you're probably not good as you say you is. Maybe you need to take a step back, whether you need to talk to somebody, have a mentor, maybe you need to change your approach, change some demographics of where you're locating your money in, anything, because everybody's going to have a taste of humble pie. I'm pretty sure, Moise, you've had your taste of humble pie. And real estate is a very cutthroat business. Nobody's not obligated for nothing. So It's really the dog-eat-dog world. And I had to learn that. But I'm here to tell anybody that, if you put in the work and you chase your dreams and you play the game right, the game is always going to be good to you. It's always going to be good to you.
Always. So, like Dex, tell them about, like, I know we recently just went ahead and got you set up for a business account. I know Dex and I was advising him the way I do things all the time is just business accounts and transactions. But we had a funny moment actually recently when we went down to go open up a business account. Like, just tell them about what happened that day and how your mindset, how you really had to stay strong in the mind. Like, just tell them about the whole rundown about that day.
Well, I had already had another LLC, and I was just going to get another one to own just some other deals I have going on and just other future plans. But also, too, dealing with a bank and just having to go through the trials and tribulations, you can do everything right and still you can get bit in the butt. You know, I've never in my life had to wait in the bank for 5 hours just to process one extra business banking account, you know. But I told myself, and I told my partner, I said, look, I came down here for a reason. No matter how jacked up they're doing this and how crazy they're doing this, I'm not leaving here until I get it. Because I told myself, this is what I came down here for. I'm not leaving here without it. So it's really a dedication and a grind, you know. Like, I know if I would have left, I would have been SOL. I would have probably been like, man, I would have been complaining. I would have been doing something. But out of all the complaining I'm doing, what are you really getting at? Because at the end of the day, if you leave, that's on you. That's your money that's going out your hands. Me, I ain't gonna let nobody take no money out my hands. As long as God keeps me alive, that's what I'm gonna do. But at the end of the day, like, I sat in there for 5 hours. I got kicked to the curb by the secretary. I got kicked to the curb by the other bankers and everything. But yet and still, I walked out of there and everything got handled, you know? So I can say to anybody, it really teaches you about patience and really gives you that dog mentality, you know? Like I said, it's a very cutthroat business. Nobody's not going to hold your hand. Nobody's not going to give you the information or put you on. Like, everything I've gotten while being in this game is because I had to go out and get it. Like, some people might have introduced me to some people, but at the same time, it's your job to keep that connection strong. It's your job to raise that money, whether it's 15,000, 25,000, 50, 100,000, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? If somebody says to me, Dexter, you need to go out there and hustle. You need to go ahead and raise this money for us. All right, give me my time frame, pay me my money in the front end and back end. I can do my job. Now I'll let you know when it's done.
Definitely. So yeah, so Dex, you gave us actually a lot of gems, man. We thank you for it. But is there anything you want to leave the listeners to, like just any advice for any college students, any entrepreneurs, any business owners, anybody who's looking to get into real estate or any type of business? Like, what is some advice you want to give them over your 1 year experience, just like are automatically going through trials and tribulations on your own?
Well, my advice to anybody is pray, keep God first. I'm really big on being a believer. You know, like, a lot of things in life I never would have thought I would have got, whether it was in baseball, whether it was in life, whether it was in work or anything. You know, like, I had to pray for it. I know I could work. I know I could do this. I know I could do that. But I had to pray and ask for guidance. You know, like, I would have never thought I would have been this successful at 26 years old doing the stuff I'm doing. Like, I'm doing more than, like, whether it's people that I already knew that's been in the game or people that had a better life than me growing up in Tallahassee or people I've seen through college, you know. But I kind of look at myself and say, well, dang, like, I'm 26 and I'm running a $15 million operation for my job with Alltech, you know. Like, I never would have thought I would have been here, but God helped me be here. So I would say definitely practice your faith in whatever you believe in. Hard work. Put in the hard work. Everything in this life is a want to. Like, if you want to be in love, be in love. Do what you need to do. If you want to find happiness, find your happiness, whether it's go to therapy, go to counseling. You know, everything in this life is a want to. You know, if you say you want to be rich by 30, make your plan, manifest it and everything. Do what you need to do. Another thing, networking. Like I said, I literally had to shop myself out there. Like, I have pretty much a lot of great realtors in Atlanta, whether it's through people in my fraternity or whether it's people I met through other people or not, I literally had to shop them and basically express my interest. I had to just show them my rapport, create rapport to show them like, yo, if you give me this deal, this is what I can do. If this is what I need to raise, this is what I can do. I can do it within a month, 2 months, 3 months, or wherever the deadline is. I'm a man of my word when it comes to this business stuff, and just trying to keep, that good relationship between them. Because overall, if people see how hard you're working and see how you carry yourself, whether it's at an event or any type of social setting, or even on a social media platform, people are going to be interested. All right, who is this guy? Let's give him a shot. Okay, if he does well, okay, I'm gonna keep him around. And then after that, your name gets good, your face gets good. You're walking in the doors that people are multimillionaires, and they don't even have a job. They just invested their money well and right, and look how they're playing. People our age. Also, too, another great thing is like just having that capital on layaway. Tell people, if you want to do business with me, you need to go ahead and have $5,000 to $10,000 on you. Like if we walk to a bank, Bank of America, Wells, Chase, anyway, we can get that within the hour. It costs to be the boss. Like you can't sit here and say like, man, like I want to invest, I want to do this, I want to do that. But okay, are you like handling your money the best way you can? Do you have good credit? Do you have good business credit? You know what I'm saying? Like it plays a lot into that factor. So if you're not creating a budget or kind of like a timeline or a template on how you want to angle your business, how you want to build your brand and everything, you can go ahead and kiss that goodbye. Like it's no point of having hopeless dreams if you're not willing to put the work in behind it, So I would probably say that. And lastly, just maintaining relationships. I tell like people that I invest with, I almost treat them as like my close friends because, they've invested a lot into me, whether it's a little as 5,000 or ended up to 50,000 or even more. Maintaining that relationship with people is key to this game. Like you'll be surprised what it can bring you. It can bring you just like a deal that can be ended up so bad, but in the back end, like, okay, Dex, that was not the best deal, but this deal I got for you is going to be 10 times better. Just off of, man, I treated this guy right. Or, man, I treated this lady right. You know what I'm saying? So with that, your face cards get good. Your rapport gets better. You're building your own rapport. You're building your own platform. You're creating a different image for yourself, whether it's you want to do something in modeling, real estate, hair, anything, even your own business, whatever it is. Like at the end of the day, maintaining those relationships with those people who seen you start out your first stage is key. So that is probably my takeaway that I will say to anybody. The sky is the limit. Bigger risk equals bigger reward. And two of my closest line brothers always taught me that in college and even today. I tell people this all the time. Like my coach always used to say to me, play the game the right way. And I never understood it till like after I left school. And it's like, man, like, regardless of what somebody might say to me or regardless of what people think to me, wherever at, whether it's in Tallahassee, whether it's in Atlanta or anywhere, I know what type of person I am. I know I'm a caring person. I know I work hard for everything I had. Nothing in my life was easy, whether it was with school, whether it was baseball, whether it's with friendships, relationships, or nothing, like I know what I put in. I know my character as a face. I know my face card, but if you play the game the right way, the game is always going to be good to you. And I'm here and I can be a witness to tell you that.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Well, we really appreciate it, Dex, man. You gave us some great gems, man. We know you love just breaking everything down to us and give us the real stuff. So we really do appreciate you, man. For all the listeners, make sure if you do want to tap in with Dexter Martin or any of us, me, of course, or Dexter, any of our real estate deals, I'm always make sure that, Dex, can you tell us your Instagram panhandle as well before I let you go?
Oh, yes, sure. So my Instagram is _DMartin30.
Definitely.
And yes, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions, you have any comments or any concern. If you want to invest and if you're serious about your future and you want to create generational wealth and add an extra passive flow of income, please feel free to DM me anytime. Or if you have my number, shoot me out a text or a call, and we can get you started right away.
Definitely. We're going to work, man. Once again, I appreciate you guys for listening to Road to Billions podcast. It's been an amazing journey. I'm going to check you guys later on. Appreciate it.
Take care.